Acura sells a lot of MDXs to folks who want a plush 3-row SUV with Japanese reliability and sporty handling. This time around, Acura rounded off some of the rough edges. Outside, well, hey, it looks like an MDX. You can tell it's a recent Acura by the jewel-eye headlights, sort of like a bug mated with an SUV. Inside, you still get 3 rows of seats, but there's now a 3-inch longer wheelbase. That means there's more room in the second row seat. Here's a really neat trick others should copy. A push of a button folds the second back to the third row. Other clever touches include a huge storage bin and a slick sliding shelf. The cabin is all very plush. It's a really nice update from before. Thing is, not all the updates are great. We had complained that the old MDX had a lot of knobs and buttons on its dashboard. Maybe we should have been careful of what we wished for. They're all gone now, replaced with a 2-screen setup. Navigating the system gets convoluted. We miss the old knobs. One thing we don't miss is road noise. Acura did a lot to make this MDX quieter, including active noise cancellation, sealing noise paths, and thicker glass. It all helps. Power comes from a 3.5-liter direct-injected V6 with 290 horsepower. Like before, there's cylinder deactivation to save fuel. Pair that with a 275-pound weight reduction, I guess we'll see. Acura does love badging with lots of letters on the trunk lids. Here they advertise the MDX's super handling all-wheel drive that splits torque from side to side if you're on the throttle in the corners, so you need to be driving like something of an idiot to really benefit from this. Maybe our biggest letdown is that in rounding off the edges, some of the sportiness was lost. Some road feel's gone now with the move to electric power steering. Overall, it feels like the now more civilized MDX is aiming directly at the plusher Lexus RX. And that Lexus lacks the Acura's third row
Cadillac
seat.
CTS, and to our eyes, the new design exudes pure class. The hard lines of the previous CTS have been softened, but the car that helped relaunch Cadillac retains a chiseled, substantial look. The CTS has long straddled the compact and mid-size categories, but with an additional 5 inches in length and 1.2 inches in wheelbase, the 2014 CTS is now squarely aimed at competitors like the Audi A6, BMW 5 Series, and Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Interestingly, the larger CTS is also lighter than the previous by nearly 250 pounds in base form. Befitting its luxury status, the interior can be outfitted with adaptive cruise control and a 12.3-inch Q infotainment screen that replaces the 8-inch screen that comes standard. Perhaps the biggest news for 2014 is under the CTS's hood. A 272 horsepower, 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder cribbed from the Cadillac ATS will act as the base engine, while the mid-level offering is a 321 horsepower, 3.6-liter direct-injected V6 carried over from the current CTS. Both engines are backed by a 6-speed paddle-shiftable automatic transmission and offered in rear or all-wheel drive form. Topping the powertrain choices is a twin-turbocharged version of the Caddy's V6, appropriately reinforced to deal with turbo 20 horsepower output to the rear wheels through an 8-speed automatic transmission. The Turbo V6 promises 0 to 60 runs of 4.6 seconds, a 170 mile per hour top speed, and fuel economy figures of 17 city and 25 highway. Cadillac engineers also claim to have virtually eliminated turbo lag. I'm thinking we'll need some seat time, just to confirm that claim. Considering its styling, powertrain choices, and technology, the CTS bodes well for the future of American luxury. We eagerly await the opportunity to drive the 2014 Cadillac CTS when it arrives in the fall of 2013 for an as-of-yet unspecified price. Keep it here for more KBB coverage of the 2013 New York Auto Show.
RDX, their small sport utility vehicle. First generation RDX had a turbocharged 4-cylinder that was unrefined, didn't get very good fuel economy. But Acura is trying to fix those problems with this car. The biggest change, they're going to a 3.5-liter V6. It will have more power, it will be smoother. They're also claiming better fuel economy. In fact, they're claiming best-in-class fuel economy. Inside, you'll find the typical Acura interior, well-finished dashboard, whole lot of buttons.
The Acura ILX fits a unique role in the marketplace. It aims to give buyers a nice car with some upscale features, all packaged within compact dimensions. Now you'd think that the ILX has an uphill battle against it. That's because it's based on the most recent Honda Civic. That car, well, it feels cheap and it did not perform well in Consumer Reports test at all. But we're happy to say that the ILX is a much better car. First off, as you'd expect from a car with the Acura badge, it has a much nicer interior than the Civic. Materials are pretty good, including a soft-touch dashboard and a glove box. The interior is more on par with a loaded family sedan rather than a small Audi BMW, or Mercedes. Acura is known for dashboards with lots of buttons, but surprisingly the ILX has simple controls. Everything is neatly laid out and easy to use. Like the Civic, the ILX has a roomy interior for its compact outside. There's good room for the driver and the front seats are decent, but they lack adjustable lumbar support. That's a big omission for a car with luxury intentions. For a small sedan, there's a decent-sized rear seat. Most ILXs, like our test car here, will come with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. Performance from this engine is decent, but don't expect sports sedan acceleration. If you want to go faster, you can get your ILX with the same super sweet 2.4-liter engine that comes. That engine comes only with a very slick shifting 6-speed manual transmission. Like most ILXs, our car has a 5-speed automatic transmission. Now that gear count is 1 or 2 below what you expect from most contemporary cars, but the ILX does well for what it has with mostly smooth and responsive shifting. Just like the Civic, fuel economy from the ILX is pretty good, but if you want better fuel economy, you can get the same hybrid powertrain that is in the Honda Civic Hybrid. Handling and braking are both capable. They're helped by the optional 17-inch wheels and tires that are on our test car. However, the steering does fall short on providing driver feedback. The ILX is easy to drive, but again, this isn't a sports sedan. Unfortunately, the ride falls short of what you'd expect from an upscale car. It's on the stiff and busy side. The ILX is also fairly loud inside. Road noise becomes quite noticeable. Overall, the ILX is a pretty good car. It's efficiently packaged, easy to live with, and it's good with gas. However, it is wildly overpriced. Our ILX Premium cost over $30,000. It's a whole lot of money, and it strikes us as being about $5,000 too expensive.